Alright, so last night I was watching a video by one Mr. T, and I will link the video in the description below so y'all can go watch that video. Please do. It's very, very good. And he was talking about the Switch Pro thirst, and I just want to go ahead and give my 2 cents on that Switch Pro thirst. Okay. The obvious reason is why the people want it, because they want a more powerful Nintendo console. Now, honestly, I'm gonna tell you what all this need for power have came in, and excuse me, I got stuff flying around outside. I'm outside and everything, and I'm just sitting in my usual spot. But the reason why Nintendo people asking Nintendo for a Switch Pro so much is because, okay, one, Nintendo did kind of let Sony and Microsoft run circuits around the Wii U. Not really on Xbox, not as much, but PlayStation, of course, they ran circles around the Wii U. Then did a double lap with their Pros and X models of the systems, and people got so used to that power. And now that the PlayStation and PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are coming out and doing things like faster loading times, 4K, 120 FPS, as you know, they really don't want to stick around with the power of the Switch anymore. They want Nintendo to upgrade it so it can at least get up there with at least a PS4 or a PS4 Pro. But that's one of the reasons, man. I'm gonna go ahead and break that down to you. The power thirst is real with a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys will, the first thing they will tell you what they want out of the Switch Pro is more graphical power, more like speeds and everything. That's what they want from the Switch Pro. This is why a lot of them are trying to rumor that simple sampling crap that have been talked about for a while now. They've been talking about the simple sampling crap for like a while, and there have been more people talk about the power, what needs to be in the Switch Pro. Is basically sound like they want a whole new console than a Switch Pro, because when Nintendo releases like a pro model of their consoles, they bump up like the performance just a little bit, and then it's barely noticeable change, but you'll see some games run kind of slightly better, look better, but it's not as much as like the biggest example I can give is the 3DS to new 3DS. That's the biggest example I can see, because when I actually look at that, it wasn't a noticeable change, but you can see some it ran bigger games, and it ran some games a little bit more smoother. But other than that, though, when you actually just think about that, that's the major problem. That's what's up with the thirst, man. These guys just want more power from Nintendo, and they know that Nintendo's not that powerhouse. They know that Nintendo tries to innovate with their consoles because they want to shake up the industry. They don't want to just keep on making a console and just adding more power to it. They want to actually shake up the industry, find new ways to play, because Nintendo's a video game company. And this Switch Pro stuff, it's not like it's been started. It was started as soon as the Switch was revealed. It was started before the Switch was revealed. The people was like, oh yes, the NX is going to have this and that. It's going to be able to do this and that. And people was like, yes. It's going to have the power of a PS4. It's going to have the power of an Xbox One, blah, 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 and all this stuff like that. But, once those rumors came out to be false, once Nintendo actually revealed the hardware and how they showed it off, people was disappointed, because they don't want to tell you that they just keep on with this fake Switch hype, and they was not happy with Switch power. I could care less about the Switch power. I'll be honest with you. I could care less about the Switch power, because from the instant they said that Zelda was going to Switch, I said, okay, it's going to have the same capabilities of a Wii U, almost the same capabilities. But you know what? They have bigger games running on the Switch, stuff that I didn't think the Switch can run. But that's not the point. That's not the point here, though, people. That's not the point of the Switch. The Switch is supposed to be a console that I can take with me on the go. They didn't tell me that it was going to run 4K. They didn't promise me none of that stuff. What promised you that stuff was rumors, and y'all just sat down and listened to rumors, and people got salty over the rumors that they reported and believed. Even that was the funny part about it all. But it's even getting so bad that they're hoping that the Switch Pro is just a Pro model that takes away the handheld portion. What makes the Switch the Switch? They're hoping that Nintendo takes away what makes the Switch and replace it with power. You know, this whole thing, the whole thirst for a Switch Pro is nothing but a power talk. You know, even when you look at people like Player Essence, Super Metal Dave, even Richmond Review Tech USA, you know, and people that keeps on hyping up these powerful consoles and everything, like it's getting to a little bit point where people just starting to accept the Switch as a handheld more as a console, even though the Switch is primarily a console first, a handheld second. The handheld portion is an ability of the Switch. All right, it is an ability of the Switch. And it's sad I have to explain this, but it's a primarily a home console first. A lot of people try to use the Switch as a handheld only Switch. Is because the fact that the power of the Switch, and that's how it's gonna be for a while. Like, y'all gotta understand, man. People right now, man, they tripping over the Switch Pro, man. Everybody are expecting Nintendo to go out and say, "Yeah, we got a Switch Pro. It's right here." And I'm just looking at it just like, y'all gonna be disappointed. Like, what's the point of the Switch Pro? Y'all gonna be disappointed in this too. Watch. I'm trying to say, y'all want Nintendo to rush their 80-something million selling console to get a more powerful version. Y'all are rushing them just to put this out. Nintendo has more reasons not to release a more powerful version because their console is running. The console is already running powerful games, and they're selling great. You know, to cut off 80-something million players with a brand new console out of the blue, that's gonna devastate a lot of players. You know, it's not like with the 3DS and DS where there was having a promotion that, you know, you can get this off your next console. You can get this off the more powerful console if you like trade in towards the new console and stuff like that. It wasn't like that, but you know, people don't think. You know, people just don't think. It was more easier for Sony and Microsoft to do it because Microsoft and Sony, you know, they were sitting around like the 30-somethings to 40-something million console sales. I think PlayStation was at like 60-something million console sales when they did it, and you know, they really didn't have much to lose. You know, that's what I'm trying to talk about now. So it was more easier for them than it is Nintendo. Nintendo is sitting here with something that's a little bit more, you know, how can I say? It's a selling console. They're just sitting here with it, and they're making bank off this console. So why should Nintendo cut those players off because you want more power? You know, the Switch is 4 years old. I say let Nintendo ride out the Switch and come back with a more powerful console. How about that? That's a more better plan. This Nintendo just gotta release more new content. I just gotta be honest with you. Nintendo just gotta release more new content. No more HD ports. No more, you know, Wii U ports. Disney gotta release more new content for the Switch because that's what's on the light side of the Switch. You know, the Switch ain't really getting that much new. You know, most of the stuff that they had new came out in 2017 and, you know, kind of 2019. But even with 2019, they still try to squeeze in stuff like not Wind Waker, but Link's Awakening HD and Dragon Quest 11 and stuff like that. They try to squeeze in a bunch of stuff, but right now it's 2021. We need kind of new content now. We need new content. That's what the Switch needs. It needs more new content than it does more powerful hardware. You know, I know a lot of people gonna say, well, in order for Nintendo to do it, they gotta put some more hardware to it. Nintendo done proved time and time again that they don't need more powerful hardware to make new content. That's them over there at PlayStation and Xbox side. Every time their consoles is running 30 FPS, they'll be ready to ship out a new powerful console. That's them. You know, Nintendo say, you know what, we just use what we got. You know, that's how it's been. That's how it's always been with Nintendo. You know, I think Nintendo stopped running the power race. Nintendo start running the power race once they saw that, you know what, it'll be smarter just to go in with a cheaper console that's running the same power level as a GameCube or maybe even more. And, you know, sell it low budget, and it worked out for them. It worked out for them, you know. It worked out for them fine. But I'm not gonna sit here and just say Nintendo needs a new powerful hardware just because I'm not happy with the power of a console. Y'all been asking for a Switch Pro before the Switch even came out. That's crazy. How did y'all ask for a Pro version of a console before the console even come out? How? You know, that's crazy, man. They might as well have named the Switch the Wii U Pro then, since we have all these freaking Wii U ports on it. I'm just saying. But it's always been a power thing with these guys, you know. For me, however, I'm more disappointed with the library of the Switch, because most of the library I already played on another console last generation, right? Am I wrong for saying that? No, because it's true. Ooh, I already played half that library. You know, I don't care if you wasn't a Wii U owner back then. I don't care about that, because you know what? You should have been there. You know, that's not my problem. You chose not to buy a Wii U. I can understand if you're a little kid and your mommy and daddy couldn't afford like 2 consoles or something. But even at that point, you could have asked mommy for a Wii U. But no, you want to go with Big Brother at. And I put that's selfish. I know that's selfish of me to say, but I don't care. That's your fault. So why should me, as a Wii U owner, be suffering with the Switch, not getting as much new content? But y'all want more power. Y'all want more power, so y'all disappointed. Y'all getting everything y'all want. Y'all was asking for Wii U ports. Y'all was asking for the Switch. Where's me at, a previous Wii U owner? Where can I come in and get something to say so? Now y'all want a Switch Pro. Y'all ain't never gonna be satisfied, even with a Nintendo Switch Pro. Y'all gonna be back to asking Nintendo for another Pro, another revision. I'm sitting here just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna enjoy this good gaming. But it is what it is. You know, it's your boy Conan Silver. Sign out. Deuces.